Namaste, my friends. Oh, do we have a bit of an echo? Hold on. There we go. Namaste, my friends. We're a little sideways, but that's okay. Let's see. That's a little bit better. Let's get ourselves adjusted. Namaste, my friends. Welcome to, I guess, Chef Tranova's Kitchen here in New York. It's wild. I haven't done anything really like that here, and we're in Brooklyn in my kitchen. And I'm so grateful to be going live right now. I'm really attempting to, you know what? I might flip this. We're gonna flip this so that way this is not an issue. Nope, we're gonna have to do it this way. It is what it is, friends. Let's see if we can get a better view here. There we go. We made it happen, right? We make things happen here. Shout out as well to the Make It Happen team of the Global Gratitude March, which we're preparing for. There we go. Oh, we've done it. You know what? Even though we're a little bit slammed, it's okay. Sometimes that's just how it goes, how it happens. Oh, wait a minute. I know how to fix that. There we go. That's better, right? Look, I'm not going to spend this entire stream fixing this, so we're good to go now. Amazing. Let's try this again. Namaste, my friends. Welcome to the Tranibus Kitchen here in Brooklyn. That's wild. It's truly an honor to be in this present moment, and I feel very grateful to share my gratitude story. I'm Jamie London Wahlberg. I'm an unconditional love coach, gratitude guide, and healer. And I'm going to teach you a little bit how to make some hot apple cider and some sparkling cold apple cider. I've actually done a recipe similar to this already before, so I'm not going to do a whole thing. We're not going to make this a long live. I really just want to share some core components of my gratitude story because I'm not going to be sharing it during the Global Gratitude March, which really we hope you will be there wherever you are in the world, 7 p.m. Eastern time in 2 days. It's so wild how fast it's coming up. September 21st, 2023, World Gratitude Day. So we're starting here with a medium pot, and we've got some water that we're going to get nice and hot. We've got a bunch of these sweet apples. I don't actually remember what type of apples I ended up getting. But we have a couple of those. It really depends on how much cider you want to make. So we've got 6. You're going to want a lemon to prevent oxidation. We have some oranges. Actually, oranges are sometimes an apple cider. We have some local honey. We have nutmeg and ground cinnamon and allspice and a peeler and a cutting board and a knife, and we're good to go, right? We're good to go. So the first thing we need to do is actually peel these very carefully, and somehow I'm going to do this while telling you my gratitude story and not slicing my hands open. But you know what? I believe in myself. I'm going to do this. We've got this. So gratitude helped to save my life in many, many ways. And most simply, I can express that it saved my life by practicing it and believing in it. When I was at a very low point in my life, what felt like the lowest, I was the most depressed, the most anxious, the most unwell in my health journey before transitioning my gender, before having spiritual awareness, before any of those tools and beliefs, my friend Emily said to me, "What are three things that you're grateful for?" And that became a little check in that we would do anytime that we needed it. And that little thing would bring my awareness to a different space. Suddenly, I would find myself feeling better, more secure in the present moment, knowing that there were things that were going well for me, that I hadn't lost everything, that I really truthfully wasn't fully miserable all the time, that there were things worth living for, things that I wanted to live for. And that is where my gratitude journey really started to begin more intentionally. Although now, with Global Gratitude March and how I have re anchored this practice into my day to day and sharing with others, I would say I've come quite far. And all of this started at a point when I had really felt like I lost everything. I felt very alone. I was suicidal. I had just lost, ended a relationship that I thought was going to be my life, my relationship for the rest of my life, and with a kid that I thought was going to be the start of my family. Like, I really had this whole vision and this whole reality that was true for me. And then suddenly it wasn't. And then I had found myself in that process starting to get very sick. And we didn't know what was going on with me, but eventually I ended up totally bedridden, on and off. And the first time in particular was like a 9.5, 10-month period. And there were long stretches of that where I couldn't even use my eyes to read or to do anything. Like, I pretty much just laid in bed and I had nothing but time to think. And I was in 10 out of 10 pain. I was very suicidal, very depressed, and I felt very lost and confused because I did somehow believe that I was here for a reason. I believed that I was here to help people, which was something that was pointed out and from people around me throughout my life from a very young age. And suddenly, I found myself not being able to even take care of myself. Couldn't even get to the bathroom basically by myself. And I was just so angry. And I felt broken. I felt burnt out. I felt like something I've never felt in this lifetime. And at that time, I didn't pray, like, I didn't do anything that wasn't like a part of my being, a part of my reality. I was living as a woman, and I didn't even fully understand initially that I was having this huge identity crisis. It's what it really felt like. So suddenly it was like I was having all this time to think, wondering all these big things and asking myself the big questions in my early 20s and mid 20s. And really wondering what was the point. And one day, one moment, while I was having this final awareness that I am trans and I'm going to transition, starting to have the awareness of my health is serious, and it may be something that I need to address long term. Like, we truly didn't know like what was going on for a long time, whether I was going to die, whether I was ever going to get out of pain. and be able to function, to care for myself ever again. And I was like, well, how am I going to help anybody if I know I'm here to help? How am I going to figure out how to help people? How am I going to help myself? How am I going to even transition? Like, okay, so I know this is true for myself, but how am I even going to do this if I'm actually just bedridden? I felt totally powerless and nothing made sense anymore. Nothing made sense anymore. We're going to slice these apples and drop them in the pot. And eventually, I came to that moment where I prayed. I believed in karma. Like, I felt strongly that this was karmic. I don't even really have a true understanding of where all of that came from in this lifetime. I don't know if it was just suddenly a remembrance, but I felt like I had done something truly horrible to deserve everything I was going through, but I was still hopeful that I could make use within this life. And I prayed for the first time. It all became clear to me in that moment. And I said, God, universe, whoever's listening, please, if you can get me out of this bed, you can have me feel better, then I'm going to do whatever it takes to figure out how it is that I am meant to help people. And if I can get myself out of pain, I will spend the rest of my life helping others to do the very same. And it wasn't that movie moment where I jumped up like Charlie in the Chocolate Factory and immediately had use of my legs and all that. That said, I am clearly not bedridden right now. And I am in a fraction of pain than I ever was. And sometimes I even go as far as to say, forget my pain, or I'll have moments where I'm not in that pain consciousness. And I am so grateful to be alive. And I know that my purpose is to help anchor the remembrance of unconditional love back into Gaia and the human collective. And I know some of the ways of which I've been doing that and am doing that. Gratitude March is one of them. And I transitioned. I live my truth. I live an unmasked life. I am proud of how far I've come, that I didn't give up. And I do live a life of service. And I am so grateful that I have the ability to do this. I'm so grateful to be here. And it is because of all that I have experienced that I have a deep understanding of gratitude, the proof of gratitude helping, and what is possible when people say it's impossible. So I'm letting you know it is not impossible, that everyone is worthy of unconditional love and gratitude and joy and peace and safety and all the things that come when you remember your power and remember that you are a divine co-creator. You are a soul having a human experience. And on Thursday, September 21st, 2023, we are going to come together to anchor in and co-create a new, expanded, unconditional loving gratitude consciousness, an energetic field that is going to be in perpetuity. to shift humanity and Earth forward. I hope that you will join us. I hope that you will share your gratitude story with hashtag my gratitude story. Take the 60-second gratitude challenge by sharing everything you're grateful for within 60 seconds. You can think of off the top of your mind. They've gone into the pot now, and we're going to roll our lemon in to get it all juicy. We're going to squeeze this juice in. I'm grateful for everyone who has chosen to watch. I'm grateful to anyone who's choosing to be grateful, to embody and share gratitude. When we do this, it is an unconditionally loving action, and we make it possible for people to remember exactly why they are grateful. Because in that moment, when you need it most, in that moment when you are reminded that you have at least one thing to feel grateful for, you remember that you're not lost, that you're not alone, and that whatever it is that you're experiencing, it's not forever. We are eternal, and we get to choose how we live in each and every moment. Who do you want to be? What feels good? What will feel good? Did it feel good? Check in with yourself. I'm grateful for you, and I love you unconditionally. Namaste.